Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. And I'm very, very excited to share with you that we currently have a little bit of a celebrity with us. And we'll be getting a little bit of a review from the Hound himself that commissioned the Hounds of Mushu for this Space Wolves win. Mushu, how are you doing today? I'm very good, Jay. Thank you for asking. Is that a little bit old? Is that why you're lying down? Okay, this immediately didn't work. This immediately did work. All right, my little boy. Let's get this camera back up and let's get this stream on the road. Hello, everyone. And let's make sure the green screen is in. Thank you, my little boy. Say hello to everybody. Hello, everyone. I'm a sleepy little man. And we just came off a really, really good weekend. We came off a event win just yesterday. Yeah, just Mushu. Alrighty. Oh, it needs to go a little bit across. Apologies. You know what? I'm going to perfect that bit. I'm going to get that bit working perfectly. And then you're all going to look real silly. Real silly. Let's get the tower background up, shall we? And yeah, we just came off an RTT where we went 3 rounds undefeated, 100, 100, and then 88, which is a pretty good result for that being our first physical game on the Wolves, or physical set of games on the Wolves. We've had TTS practice, but we have not by any means, let's move this across, been doing this to the point where we should, be very, very easily stomping events. And I don't know if that's a criticism of the Wolves, that they are just so good right now that anybody can just kind of pick them up and do well. Or if I'm just the genius voice of a generation that's just Mr. We Love 40K. So let's do a quick review of the list. Let me just bring open my Twitch chat as a little aside. If you hear any noise, it's not me. It's not my fault. The drugs made me do it. And let's go, okay, side by side. Then we can have our YouTube just there. Awesome. We have our chats up. Let's go. All right, so let's review the list, because we did this in our video just the other day, but I think it's important to look at what we were having and then getting into what our thoughts were on each of the individual units, the setup and everything else. We were running a very, very good ITC style terrain, so there was plenty of terrain for people. There was plenty of roadblocks that I had to get around, so deployment was actually really, really important for positioning people in the right place. Yeah, so let's go through the list. Let's see what Dan, the list is broken, the end. I don't know. I don't know about that. It probably is. Logan Grimnar on Storm Rider. What can I say? I can't believe I ever ran a version of this list without him in it. Like, Santa just... Okay. Throughout this entire event, I realized, I was thinking about it just before when I was chatting to some of my team members. I didn't fail a charge. Not one single charge. Not one. And that is a good deal to do with the fact that on my go turn, I had Logan Grimnar just going, hey, everybody, full rerolls to charge. Just for no reason, just because I'm here, just because I'm the High King, whatever, no big deal. Mushu chose me. Full rerolls to charge, and then in the fight phase, full rerolls to hit. Okay, all right. So Logan is going to be in like every goddamn list that I write for Space Wolves. 180 points for him. God damn, is he good. Now, the base is massive. It's not so, like, egregious that I don't understand why he's 180 points. Because, like, the downsides that he has can, be something that if you misposition, misplay, or whatever, you can easily do stuff like break coherency in the unit when you charge, and then all of a sudden you've got to kill a dude off. Which is, like... Just really, really bad. Or, sorry, not through the charge, but like after you've charged your position and then like you take a little bit of damage in return, if you've mispositioned, because his base is so goddamn massive interacting with terrain, there is a chance you kill the wrong model and then you break coherency and then you've got to keep killing models till you're back in coherency, which is a very, very real sort of thing that I was playing around and put a lot of emphasis on. When I was moving my units, I had to be cognizant of that the entire time. Wolflord on Thunderwolf with Fury of the Storm and Twin Lightning Claws absolutely slapped. This guy, 7 attacks, hitting on 2s, on the charge with a Thunderwolf Cav unit. He is Strength 7, AP 4, Damage 2. He did 10 damage to a Land Raider on his own. Like, Land Raider saving on 6s. They do not like hearing that he has Melter level of armor penetration. It is just incredible. And obviously being damaged to with the Thunderwolves is an awesome bit of efficiency that other melee units wish they had. They wish they had. And, you know, it's kind of funny that, you know, I wasn't even looking at this guy before, and there was a viewer, I wish I remembered their name. I'd have to go back to the video and kind of look it up. But, like, just Twin Lightning Claws, yes, the Thunder Hammer would have been nice, but you don't need, you know, that much on a Thunder Hammer. You're already getting so much out of it that I think going to Strength 10 on a Thunder Hammer could be nice, but I was getting Lance a lot of the time because I was spending that CP and then replicating on my other Wolf Lord. And just having Lance with the +1 to wound meant that these Twin Lightning Claws, if you were wounding on 4s with full rerolls, that is, you're getting a shitload of them through. The other Wolf on Thunderlord, Wolf Lord on Thunderwolf. I want to think that it's a Thunder Lord. The Thunder Hammer and Relic Shield, very happy with that. I can see where a Power Fist might be better just so you don't drop any hits, but generally speaking, I had a lot of hit rerolls, and if my go turn went the way that I needed to, which it did, then him hitting on 3s as opposed to hitting on 2s didn't do that much. And I did get a few kills just off the devastating wounds. We didn't even have to go through any other steps. It was just bam, that vehicle is done. That is, you know, 3 damage on the charge or whatever. Librarian of Phobos Armor and the Infiltrators is never going to leave my list. My backfield was never threatened. Never once. Having that kind of security on a rush army just feels like points well spent. And saying that, like, my second game opponent was a Grey Knights player who couldn't set up within 12 and couldn't target them outside of 12, was just like, all right, I guess I'm doing like nothing for the rest of the game to your backfield objective or most of where you were going to go. So, you know, that sort of stuff, it just gives you security to send things up the board and then just go. The battle leaders, I'll never run a Thunderwolf Cav unit without them. Lethal hits and a reactive move when you get shot at is just, I shouldn't even have to, validate that with my experience. That is just an auto include. And having Thunder Hammers was great. The guy with Hunter's Instincts, allowing Logan to come in turn 1 from Strat Reserve, was incredibly powerful. And now I got a bit lucky. Like, 9-inch charge, even with a reroll, is by no means a guarantee. Santa didn't fail a charge. I was serious when I said that, like, I didn't fail a single charge the entire weekend. So him coming in from Strat Reserves 9 inches away, he made his charges. And I don't know if you guys know this. I don't want to alarm anyone, but wait. Did you know that if an all melee army makes all their charges, the game's real easy? I don't want to be hyperbolic or anything, but did you guys know that was good? Somebody should tell world leaders and custodies. I had no idea. Moving on. The Assault Incestors with jump packs were incredibly good. 12 inches with fly, with advance and charge, mortals on the charge, and then, you know, a power fist on the leader and chainswords on the other boys, they did exactly what I needed them to. And having a unit with OC that could move that fast and do what I needed to, there were a lot of instances where they were just exactly where I needed them to be. And the grenades keyword meant if I had any CP sitting around, I could really put some hurt down with mortals from the grenade, mortals on the charge, and then all I needed to do was just get through a couple of wounds with the actual weapons, and I was good to go. And then I was good to go. The infiltrator squad, love them. Scout squad, love them. I need more of them. Having infiltrators and having scout moves and everything is just such good insurance. And in a game where I've got somebody who's rushing at me as hard as I would rush at them if I was going first, I actually wished I had more of these dudes so that I could stand in front of someone and just go, you are not moving through here. So I think in another iteration of the list, and I'll talk about this in a little bit, I think I'm going to double down on the Assault Incestors and the Scout Squads. Thunderwolf Cav, love having 18 of them, love the 3 units. Even if these guys get nerfed, you will probably just see lists that still have 18 of these guys because they are fantastic. There was, and Todd in the last round was the guy that I went into. He managed to get me to drop 12 points from the event. And even like the really good shooting output list that he had, because I was able to -1 to wound, -1 to hit and -1 to wound, even with his really, really efficient shooting and good positioning and good thought patterns with how he was going to, play things and shoot things and, what happens if this angle goes away, whatever. He just still didn't have the output with all of his guns to kill one Thunderwolf Cav unit. I lost like 3 wolves, which when you think about it in terms of what he should have killed is ridiculous. And that was probably the worst I saved throughout the entire tournament. So these guys with a 4-up invulnerable save, -1 to hit, -1 to wound, and 4 wounds apiece, it is a really, really weird breakpoint. So any of my Tau people watching, Riptide stonks are up. They ignore that hit modifier. You can put devastating wounds on them, and it's 4 damage, so a puppy is just dead. Sorry, Mushu. A puppy is dead every time a wound gets through because it's 4 damage. And then the 30 Wolfen. These guys did well, but I actually found that the third unit I found a bit superfluous. There were a lot of times where I'm like, I've got a 0 OC unit that's moving, less than some other units that I could put in. Yes, they're hard to remove. Yes, they're tanky. But I could be doing something else with that unit that physically could not fit into charge. There was such a, forgive the unintentional pun, but there was such a dog pile around my opponent's units that I had a third unit of Wolfen that couldn't even get in and couldn't hold an objective. And whatever. Now, these guys having Assault with their Stormfrag auto launches is nice to get them somewhere to do an action, but I just found if I had another unit of Scouts and another unit of Assault Incestors, I probably would have felt a little better. I don't know exactly how the points would line up, but I can see the value of 30 Wolfen. But I just felt I had other things I could be putting in order to just get more out of the list. So everything else I was extremely happy with. I think that's the only thing that I would really look at adjusting or changing. And what would I do with that 120 points? Well, really to be 130 because of the Stormlance detachment. I've been playing around with a couple of different things. I'm not ready to, put my name to a particular list yet. But I've got some ideas. I've got some ideas of where I might want to go. But overall, this list performs superbly. Even to the point where our second game, we went first and we tabled the poor dude on my turn 2. So he didn't even get a turn 2, which is just disgusting. I haven't even done that on Tau yet this edition. And Tau is like hyper friggin' killy. Oh, wait, no. No, sorry, I did it once at a team's tournament. So Wolves have already achieved what Tau has achieved, and Tau's been my main faction for the longest goddamn time. But, yeah. So, let's catch up with a bit of chat. Oh my god, you guys have been going wild. Chat gone wild. We need to make that porno. Bro, for a second there, I was shocked what happened to your hair. Oh wait, just Mushu. Talk it up. Okay, like I'm not trying to talk it up, but it's part of being a content creator that if I win an event, naturally you can assume that I'm going to make a video about it afterwards. Hands up, just people in chat, who wants to watch a video entitled I didn't play 40k this weekend? Anyone? Anyone? You do it with Votan, and we will know if it's you or the Wolves. Challenge accepted. All right, Votan is my next. Votan's my next event. Done. Wolf Jail. Yes, it is. Every time I looked over, Todd was getting more and more red. I actually, during the game, I genuinely felt bad. Like I needed to put down a pause because I couldn't tell if he was just like stressed because he wanted to win or if I was doing something. And like, I don't like my games to be contentious. And I kind of wanted to just check in on him and be like, hey dude, like, is everything okay? And like, he was in good spirits after the game. So I'm like, okay, it was probably just like, you know, he's stressed out about his game. He's trying to keep time. He's TOing and he's got to pack up everything afterwards. But like, I was genuinely worried for a second there. But yeah, kennel is the word you're looking for. Oh boy. Barnyard Jack's joining us. How you doing, buddy? COVID for the last week. Haven't been able to speak for like 4 days. Oh shit, dude. That sucks. I'm interested to see you've gone over to this list, Jay, after playing Tau. You aren't more excited for the Breacher list than this? Both are horrifying, but this style of list is old news. No. It's old list for the meta, but it's not old for me. Like I've, after that buy swap sell where I managed to get some Wolves, I was like, you know what? I've liked Wolves for the longest time. Chelsea took a liking to them. You know, I would actually like to play this. And it's something different where Tau, I know how well I can do with an all-shooting army. I know how well I can do with an army that moves that fast and hits like a truck and all that sort of stuff. I have not played a dedicated melee army ever. So this is an aspect of the game which I understand from being a TO, but not from performing all of this minutia to then go towards an event win or to just consistently winning games. So this one, and you know, it was a little bit horrifying that as I'm like, oh yeah, looking to Wolves, and then I had a spark of inspiration. I'm like, oh, Stormlands looks really good. And then I started to see certain lists coming out and data coming out and everything else. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't mean to, but I'm just meta chasing. Oh my God, like I didn't know like that I was doing this, but like obviously I was on the right track because I have been picking all of the things that like top Space Wolves players are taking and that are winning events. And then I'm like, oh, Jay, you're disgusting. Oh, you should feel bad about yourself. You are a bad dude. You are a bad dude. Masu, how you doing, buddy? Good to see ya. Games were good. And hello, Bill. I do see you as well. What else we got? After seeing this in person, I'm sure he's forgotten all about the Tau. Interestingly, no. Like, I think this is the sort of thing where I may just bounce between different armies just to keep it fresh for myself because the last thing I want to do is burn out on 40k. And I think playing different stuff is really, really super important to have the longevity of the game stick for players. Like, have you noticed that every 40k player is constantly trying to buy new armies or buy new lists or whatever else? It's because eventually stuff gets samey. It's why refreshes of rules, even if people liked previous iterations of rule sets better, it's still a good thing to have change because then your brain has something else to interact with. And anytime I talk to any of the old boys from like back when updates happened once every 2 years, that shit was pretty miserable. Because if something was broken, it was broken forever. If your army sucked, it sucked forever. And there was no chance that it was going to change. So if I had to pick, really it'd be that like we get regular updates and army hopping is another way to get those updates for yourself. You're having to interact and learn different things. But there are a lot of things with this that did make me love my Tau even more. Where, you know, like the fight phase is fun and everything. But positioning to get everything in, using pylons, using your charge move, having to interact with, you know, if you can base, you must, but, you know, not breaking coherency and not doing this and not doing that and ending the move legally and interacting with terrain with the massive base sizes and everything else. Like there is a certain amount of additional hoops and stress that come with trying to play this at the highest level or as best as I possibly can, putting my best foot forward in the games. So, you know, being able to do all your damage at range, all you have to check is range and line of sight, and that's it. You don't have to really jump through any additional hoops. Like, yes, with Tau, I have to think about what the clapback's going to be, my positioning, whether I'm giving people easy charges and everything else, the fact that I trade like a piece of paper in a bonfire. But, you know, there is something to love, I think, about both. And I think once Space Wolves gets maybe toned down just a little bit, or the new mission pack doesn't allow them to do what they're doing as easily with scoring or whatever, I think with some adjustments, because Space Wolves probably are too good, they will probably be a really fun army. And even after they've been nerfed, I don't see myself moving off Space Wolves. Like, I might not play them as regularly as Tau because I have a Tau YouTube channel, but I will still want to put these guys on the table. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah. Now, Twitches, I'm just going to roll ads so that you guys get, you know, time without pre-roll. And, yeah. Of course, work kicks off as soon as I start stream. Oh, no. Sarah, good to see you. How you doing? Oh, Moody's feeling sick too. No, that sucks. I've been both lists on stream with my demons, but I feel like the Tau list is scary, but I don't know. And remember, Jack, I was down 300 points. After, you know, even after the update, the list that I was running, I was down post data slate. I was playing down 200 points. So that's a full riptide, essentially. So yeah, the Tau list, the Tau list is scarier for you. Wolves is obviously scarier for a lot of other people because they can just jail them. And they don't have, like, you know, the deep strike shenanigans you've got and everything else. But yeah, Tau, I really feel like if I went to this event with Tau, I would have done just as well. If not better, maybe not dropping the last 12 points in the last game. But obviously hard to say because context changes everything. But, yeah, all I'm hearing is we need Catan's back. Oh, boo. Gross. Get out of here with Necrons. Get out of here with that Necron shenanigans. Bill, no, thank you for gifting a sub, dude. Lazy Phoenix, getting that sub. Enjoyed the railgun, my dude. Hopefully I'll get a game into the Wolves sometime this week against Jay so I can see it for myself. Versus a month ago was against an experienced player. Yeah, we'll tee that up and we'll have it on stream. I think that'll be fun. I think that'll be really fun. Summer in Scotland, so warm as hell and I am freezing. Oh, that's the worst. That is the worst. I was on the other end of something like that yesterday. I was Tau versus Demons that couldn't make a single charge. Oh, yeah, that's not what you want. Meanwhile, I'm out here failing a 3-inch charge with no CP after burning my rampages once per game advance and charge. Oh, yuck. Played against Mr. Viking himself, Jaden, who's been running this one for some time now, and it wasn't so bad. Just dropped screen after screen, and voila, easy peasy. Yeah, that's something that I was saying to everybody. Then, like, Todd even asked me, he's like, how do I beat this? And I'm like, dude, screen me. Make sure I can't run where I want to run. Like, that is the bane of this list's existence. If I've got mobility, I will win. If I stay in my deployment zone, I start having to worry about my primary, and that's it. And Tau just gets to fly over your head. There's no screening them. So, yeah, Grey Knights I don't have screens. You got Dread Knights. They're good screens. Just chuck them down there. Just chuck them on in. Screens. What are those? I play Tau, Votan, and Raven Guard. Moody, Tau have some of the best screens in the game. I'm actually increasing the number of infiltrators in my list so that I can screen off lists exactly like this. I think your strike teams do that, but not good. Strike teams are so garbage. That would be the only reason I would bring them, and even then, Pathfinders just do it better for 10 points more. So my chat just updated. I think there's even more going on. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to, like, read everything through. Am I getting to the point now where I can't even respond to every message in chat? That is wild. All right, I'm going to look for any that are particularly relevant. Don't know if this was already said. Curious why the switch off of Tau. Literally just for my own enjoyment. I've always loved the idea of the Wolves. If I was ever going to collect Space Marine, it was going to be one of the unique factions, not just like paint my Space Marines that everybody else bought a different color. And at a buy swap sell at an event that I was running, I got a bunch of wolves for super cheap. Had an incredible mate offer to print me an army at no cost to me, which was ridiculous. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I think it's time to play the wolves. I think Mushu deserved to go and run on the table. No, the talking it up was reference to the best Wolves player comment. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah, cool. Kyle, first off, hello Kyle, good to see you. Next thing you know, you'll be an orc player. I mean, eventually I would like to learn every army in the game. Honestly, I would love to learn every army in the game, because then I fully understand how to play against every army in the game. And it reduces the chances that, someone like my nemesis, who will remain unnamed, can sit there and just like say whatever they want, and I don't know what their profiles are. And I either have to stop the game flat and just be like, dude, pull out the thing, show me that rule, which will start to like grind games to a halt super hard, or I can just be like, hey, Necron destroyers don't do that. What are you talking about? And yeah, so I would love to learn every army, and orcs hold a special place in my heart for like just the pure camp and awesomeness that they are. I mean, you already have a WoW button, which, by the way, I'm going to put down. Nobody on Twitch redeem that one. My voice is fucked. I cannot WoW today. And if I do, I will die, and I will spend the next, 30 minutes, you guys will listen to me, coughing and wheezing because I stretched my throat too far, which I've done before. It was in my 20s, and my throat bounces back super hard. But I'm not going to stretch my throat this time, mostly because I'm not being paid by a businessman to do it. So, accidentally stumbled in the best army in the game. Hey, look, all right. I know it sounds like I'm being a shit-eating idiot, but it's legitimately true. It is legitimately true. Sam super chatted $2.99 skill issue, just read faster. Fuck you. Fuck you. 8 months and I've got 10 factions with at least 2k in each. Okay, you have a problem, Dan. You have a problem. Orcs first and third at the RTT. That's excellent. Kyle got third. Nice. Really good, dude. Who was the Orcs player that got first? Got to fund that plastic crack somehow. I agree. Changing arms keeps it fresh and changes how you play. Yeah, 100%. 100%. As much as I love Tau, it makes a lot of sense to play more than one army. Yeah, I just, you'll burn out otherwise. There are some people that can stay on one thing the entire time, and that just brings them endless joy. And that's fine. Power up to those people. I wish I was like that, particularly because I would save a lot more money. But I just... My brain can't do that. I just get bored, or I start to lose interest and see the value in it. And I'm already here with an existential crisis, trying to worry about the fact that once we die, everything just goes away and nothing we did in life matters, and we just drift off to the void, never to feel or see or hear or enjoy anything ever again. And the only people that will remember us are our children and our grandchildren. And eventually one day they're going to die and they're going to forget about us, and the world's going to tick on. So I don't need my Warhammer going away, because that's where I'm at right now. All right, so Glenn, oh my god, oh, the other one. Yeah, unfortunately I am accruing well, no, you know what, Glenn's not even a nemesis, because he did one thing one time, he paid for it, and I was in a position where I could do something about it, whereas the other one is just a really bad dude, just a real piece of shit, just a real unapologetic piece of shit. Love orcs, wouldn't play them, but they are victims on most of my Tau bases. Oh my god. Ben Tinker got first. I gotta have to send him a congratulations. And he was coming off a bender the night before. That sounds like Ben. Thanks, Jay. Now I'm depressed. Look, if I have to live in this world, well, nobody else really should, but, I'm not going to lie on camera. Okay, I will if I'm paid to, but I haven't been paid to lie, so therefore I won't. I got really burnt out after the big GT that I went to Uranj with my knights, not because of anything or anybody doing anything wrong. It was just super burning me and wasn't performing well. Yeah, and that'll happen. And sometimes going on to another army might even show you some of the things that you might not have been seeing on that older army. You get an appreciation for how other armies have it. And especially if you go onto something where it just doesn't gel with you, or the rules aren't as good, or it just looked good from the outside. There was a little bit of that, grass is greener sort of thing. It can make you appreciate what you've got. I 100% felt that the last time I played Votan, and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was on my Tau. I went to a Teams event with the Knobs boys. I was playing Thousand Suns, and even though it was like, my first kind of games with them, I was very easily able to see what about the T-Suns didn't appeal to me and how much I missed my Tau. And that was really good. That was really, really good for perspective. Someone press the Y button. Fuck you, Sam. Don't you put those demons on me. Don't you put those demons on me, Ricky Bobby. Wow, I didn't need that existential crisis at 9:30 on a Sunday morning. You're welcome, Mike. You are super welcome. Still consider dead orcs on bases and orc army, so congratulations. You're an orcs player. Oh my God. Okay, so let's have a look at, I might even try and rebuild the list in Battlescribe. Why have you gone away? All right, let's close this. I hate that it does this. I love this background, but sometimes it just gets rid of everything. All right, there we go. There's my animated Tau boys. Let's bring up Battlescribe and I'll open up the wolves. Hopefully I've got the exact same list built. And we'll have a look at potentially what I might do differently. Yeah, the Votan really, really suffer from a lack of synergy. Sometimes counter synergy, but yeah, lack of synergy is real. All right, so if I were to drop the Wolfen, I have 170 points sitting around. So where does my brain go with what I could do with this 170 points? I do love having a second scout squad in. Now, I will need to get another unit of scouts if I want to play this physically. That brings me up to 1895. Now, this puts us at a weird breakpoint, and I was kind of dicking around with it last night. If I just go another unit of Assault Incestors, it puts me at 25 points left, and I could go Portents of Wisdom to get reroll advances, which could be okay to get this unit down the field. It's not the most efficient, but it does give me a lot more bodies. And when I look at that, I'm on 1990 points, which fine, I was before. I'm at the same sort of thing. I've put in 2 units as opposed to the 1 unit that I have. Yes, the other 1 unit was a 10-man. Yes, it has a 4-up invuln and a feel no pain and all that sort of stuff. It hits decently well in melee, but now I've got 2 more units that have OC. I've got more screens and infiltrators. I've got 2 units with a scout move, and I've got another unit with a power fist, mortals on the charge, grenade keyword, all that sort of stuff. I think I'm feeling this list. Now, it means that I think I have another unit of Assault Incestors from the buy swap sell. I'll just need to get another scout unit, pretty much. So, yeah. Look at Sam retracting messages and shit. My Ghost Killer is also a killer can then. I feel like the new Infiltrator Votan unit is priced aggressively. Could really help their action play. It really needs to. That Votan unit for Infiltrators is one of the first times that I'm like, oh, Votan? Hey? Because one of the things that I worry about so much playing Votan is literally just that I have nothing to stand in front of people. They can block my scout moves so easily. And then I've got what should be a mobile army that can't fucking go anywhere. So, yeah, I kind of think that would be really, really cool. If there was always going to be a codex of detachments, then it would be easier. What do you mean for Votan? Because I think once they get their codex, they'll probably be in a better state. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I know they're good, but find a super boring to play numbers. It's just, here's the best 3 data sheets I have. Deal with it. And there's 0 interaction between them. Way to call out my Thunderwolf cavalry like that. No, but seriously, there's so much synergy in this army. It's kind of ridiculous. Like these rules are so well written. I had a ton of fun on the weekend playing these. Or rerolls on hit or wound, or make him mental like the Space Marine unit that gets full rerolls to everything, hit, wound, and damage. Wait, what are we talking about here? Stuff like the Forge Master should give +1 ballistic skill, not also give the +1 and such. Yeah, the Forge Master really got cucked. Like, he was so good in 9th, and now I don't know why I would actually bring him. There was a typo. The new Votan is just another immediate auto take. Yeah, they're not bad. Not bad. They might get a new unit too with their decks like everyone else. I hope we get the second stage of their release, because we got told that the initial release of Votan was just like the initial offering, and there was going to be, I think, similar to what AdMech had when they got released, that we're going to have like a bunch of other like walker units and flyers and all this other sort of stuff. So yeah, we'll have to see how it goes, but yeah. That's the thing though, the Wolves actually have stuff that helps each other in cool strats. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Was that like 2 or 3 years ago? Was it 2 years ago at this point? I think maybe 1.5 years. I got them shortly before Uprising, not this one, just gone the one before. So yeah, to be like 1.5 years at this point. I mean, it's due. Yeah, it is. There is a bit in the Chaos Codex coming about a Votan bombing run, gyrocopter or something like that. I would love gyrocopters. I would fucking froth some gyrocopters. But yeah, so you know what? I'm going to hit save on this list. I think 2 units of Wolfen is enough. 2 Scout Squads and 2 Assault Intercessors with jump packs. I feel pretty good about that. I think that list has got a lot of play. I might take that into Dan later this week and just see how it does. But yeah. Let's now I realize I don't have any of my like chat bubble or stuff on my recording screen, but yeah. Mini War Games made some really cool Votan looking dudes as their own army. They look really good. Yeah, I've actually I've seen a few cool sculpts, and I feel like Votan lend themselves to that. Like they just have the capacity to be such good models that yeah. Don't get me wrong, I do not want auto-hitting lightning cannon that auto 6 zaps an entire squad and ignores invul save again. Wait, what are you talking about? That sounds great. Let's do that. Let's have Votan break the meta for like 3 months. That'll be perfect. Eldari players have it coming. Lots of mechs, bombers, they could do heaps of Votan. They could do heaps. Like they've got an entire like steampunk mining aesthetic that they can lean into. There is literally so much stuff. We did that when Votan released. Yeah, we did. AdMech needs help. Nah, fuck AdMech. When I got into 9th, when I was first learning 40k, AdMech were doing their bomber shit. And that stuff just made me kind of go, all right, no, I don't want to look at this army. No, thank you. Derek Bellinger, thank you so much for the YouTube sub. Appreciate it. They were so good at shooting army, and now they're not good at anything. It's sad for them. I mean, like, good players can still get, like, half-decent results, but they're definitely not like a Space Wolves army where you can show up with only TTS reps and only, like, 3 of those and just, win an event. It's probably not that good. And release Votan. Now, I didn't get like the full unnerfed sort of thing, but I had 2 reps into 9th Votan, took it to Uprising and went like 5-3. It was, it was actually just such an easy army to pick up and play. But yeah, AdMech definitely not. You have to have a PhD in Mechanicus to be able to make that army work. Great and subtle flex, Jay. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. It wasn't as subtle as maybe it should have been, but you know what? When you've got a forehead this big, subtlety is out the window. You can't afford that. Hecaton was an immediate 3 of them, was like 160 points or something. Yeah, they were fucking so cheap. They were ridiculously cheap. Bought out Mag Combat Patrol, painted the Skitarii, decided fuck this army, I'm painting another 50 of these bastards. Yeah, and Skitarii, because my tournament partner and a good mate of mine, Alex Anglezos, is one of the best AdMech players in the world. And here's a chart, because he loves talking about this, where AdMech literally have the highest dollar per point of any army in the game, especially if you're buying Skitarii. They were cheaper than Rogel Dawns on release and had 4 heavy bolters, an autocannon, and the rail cannon. Yep. Yep. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. And if you stuck Uthar next to that, it would pick up any unit of the game without rolling a single dice. At that point, pay someone else to suffer for you. It's gig economy, my friend. Yeah, I couldn't get Sagittars either. They were absolutely ridiculous. I was getting to the point where I would just build lists without Sagittars in them. And I did half decent because I went hard into Hecatons and the bikes. And then by the time Sagittars became available, they were nerfed to shit. Still did it because I love the models. And then 10th came out and it's like, well, you can't really play this army without Sagittars. So I was like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. But yeah. Kroot might have them beat now. I actually don't know, because Alex is a Kroot player as well, and I haven't seen him talk about that, so I don't know if it's true. Honestly, if they get a good battle force on release, I might get Votan. I really enjoy the look of them and think they're really cool. The dwarves are really cool, and actually, one of my favorite units to paint was the Einhir Hearthguard. They were really, really good. But yeah, pre-order one because I love my Moon Rover and hadn't seen the leaks. Oh boy. I love the look of the bike, but boy, building and painting them is not fun. Yes, that is absolutely true. But yeah, that's that essentially. I mean, I know that I got through that info super quick, but I guess not every stream has to be ridiculously long. That kind of finishes everything that I was going to talk about the Wolves. And obviously not wanting to have every single stream on my channel be like 3 hours long where we start talking about D&D and life and existential crises and oh shit, sorry, I already ticked that one off. Yeah, that's all of the chat for the Wolves. So if you've got any questions, chuck them in now. I will actually be going live again in about, it'll be like 45 minutes to an hour, where a group of friends of mine and I are going to jump on and we're going to play some Helldivers. It's just going to be random, fun, 4 people killing each other and doing stupid shit while Jay kills everything on the map. And yeah, I hope you will join us for that. But that ends everything that I've got. But we've hit the existential crisis. Why not keep going? Well, see, the thing is, Mike, that while I would love to do that, I find that YouTube is a finicky bitch. And if I've got a thumbnail which is talking about Space Wolves, most of the time, if somebody sees Space Wolves and then like 5-hour stream, people just won't click on it. And so it actually makes more sense. Like if I was on Twitch and only on Twitch, I would just keep going. I would 100% just keep going. However, because I'm not only on Twitch, you have to have thumbnails for stuff, you have video lengths, you have all that sort of thing. And actually, if I found this out just recently, if you release videos that have lower viewership than your other ones, because I couldn't understand, like I have my personal YouTube channel that sees my Pantheon channel's content, and it stopped referring my own videos to me. And like, I will rewatch a video just to see if there's any issues, any flubs, any microphone stuff, anything I can do better, like sort of a review of quality. And when it stops showing me my own videos, when I watch every single one, I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Turns out if you have certain videos or certain topics that have lower view percentages, they will stop showing your other stuff to your subscribers, which is why every YouTuber and their dog has 2 YouTube channels, at least, so that they can do the stuff that they actually want to do on their second channel, and they can do the thing that they're known for on their main channel. Because everybody, when they deviate, except for the most popular variety streamers, they will have like significantly less views on anything they do that's not the thing that they're known for. And the last thing I want, especially when I'm staring down the barrel of trying to do this full time, is you know, like make it so that the YouTube algorithm stops showing people stuff, so then I'm less successful over time. We managed to avoid politics and spoilers today. That's a win, no? I think it is. Bill, if we do end up needing a fourth, I will, dude. I absolutely will. I need more stories. That is fair. That is fair. And there will be more stories, but I'll have to break them up into different videos. But you should keep saying subscribe. It's funny. Wait, why is just saying subscribe funny? Is it because people should subscribe because subscribing makes you feel good? I feel like that was South Park. That was when Cartman tried to be a variety streamer. Yeah, that's really funny. But yeah, I am going to leave it there for this one. I could dive too, just saying. Well, I'll put out a call. If my friends are only able to be on for a certain amount of time, I might actually just put out a call and be like, hey, I'll add you on Steam, just DM me your shit or whatever, and we can get a stream game going. Very good. It also makes your subscribe button flash. Does it actually? I never knew that it did that. When's the next event you're running, do you think? We're looking for a venue at the moment. Hopefully in September. Hopefully. You need a bot like Liam Dempsey to tell people to like the stream. Yeah, I need to set that up in stream elements. I had something else that does that in Twitch when enough people start chatting, but I really need to set it up in this one. But what if we got Jay talking about the red ticket? Oh my God, no. I'm getting out of here. Do the internet things and like it and comment and subscribe. Huh? Or don't. I'm not your friggin' dad. I will see you later tonight so that we can stream some Helldivers. And as always, Mushi started running in. See you soon, everybody.